Think of the moment you press the power button on a machine you built with your own hands. There is a silent, heavy tension in that split second before the screen flickers to life and the fans begin their rhythmic hum. You are not just turning on a tool, you are awakening a digital consciousness, a complex web of logic and electricity. In this hierarchy of silicon, one component stands as the ultimate arbiter of truth, the silent conductor of an invisible orchestra. We often speak of the graphics card as the heart of gaming, but it is the central processing unit that serves as the brain, the soul, and the master of the realm. Before we descend into the depths of clock speeds and architectural warfare, I invite you to join our community of builders by subscribing to this channel. Your journey into the art of the machine starts here, and your support ensures we can continue to demystify the complex world of technology. Today, we strip away the marketing jargon and the intimidating spec sheets to find the cold, hard truth of what makes a gaming PC truly powerful. Do you control your machine, or does the complexity of the machine control you? Let us find out together. In the early days of computing, the landscape was a desolate field dominated by a single titan. Intel stood alone, a monolith of industry that dictated the pace of progress with a cold, calculated hand. For years, the world accepted what it was given, watching as 4 cores became the standard, a glass ceiling that seemed impossible to shatter. But in the year 2017, the winds of change began to howl from a different direction. AMD, long considered the underdog, unleashed a revolution known as Ryzen, a name that signaled a rebirth of competition and a challenge to the established order. This was not merely a release of new products, it was a declaration of war that forced the entire industry to evolve. By the time we reached the era of the 3rd generation Ryzen, the battlefield had reached a state of beautiful, chaotic equilibrium. AMD had mastered the art of value, offering more cores and more possibilities for the same price that Intel demanded for prestige. Yet, Intel did not crumble, instead choosing to fight for every frame of performance, ensuring that the rivalry remained fierce and the choices remained difficult. Today, the choice between these two giants is no longer a matter of right or wrong, but a matter of strategic alignment with your own goals. As you stand at the threshold of your build, you must learn to navigate the tiers of the marketplace with a discerning eye. It is easy to be lured by the siren song of workstation processors, those massive chips with dozens of cores designed for scientific simulations and massive video renders. But for the gamer, these chips are a trap, a wasteful expenditure of resources that provides no real advantage in the heat of battle. You must learn to distinguish between the tools of the office, the weapons of the gamer, and the heavy machinery of the professional. The names Ryzen and Intel Core are the only labels that should command your attention if your goal is the perfection of the gaming experience. Consider the logic of the naming conventions that these companies use to categorize their creations. The numbers 3, 5, 7, and 9 are not just arbitrary digits. They are psychological markers designed to guide your ambition and your wallet. A Ryzen 3 or a Core i3 represents the entry point, the humble beginning for those who seek to enter the world of gaming without overextending their reach. As we move to the 5 and 7 tiers, we enter the territory of the true enthusiast, where performance meets practicality. The number 9, however, is a crown of excess, a symbol of absolute power that many desire but very few actually require for a smooth experience. The true secret of the savvy builder lies in finding the sweet spot, that perfect intersection where every dollar spent yields a tangible return in fluidity and speed. For most of us, the mid-range processors, the Ryzen 5 and the Core i5, represent the pinnacle of reason. They possess enough strength to handle modern titles with grace while leaving enough room in the budget for a superior graphics card. To choose the highest tier simply because it exists is a vanity that often leads to diminishing returns. Unless you are streaming to thousands of viewers or editing high-resolution cinema, the mid-range is where your victory will be found. Once the choice of the brain is made, you must find a body that can house it, and this is where the motherboard enters the story. The socket is the physical and electrical gateway that connects the processor to the rest of the world. It is a mandatory match, a lock that requires a specific key, yet it is important to remember that the socket itself does not grant speed. It is merely a foundation, a silent stage upon which the processor performs its complex calculations. Do not stress over the socket beyond the simple necessity of compatibility, for its role is one of structural integrity rather than raw power. Beyond the socket lies the chipset, the digital gatekeeper that decides which features you are allowed to access. Manufacturers will try to sell you on the luxuries of high-end chipsets, promising extreme overclocking and endless expansion slots. You must ask yourself if you truly need these features, or if you are simply buying into a dream of performance that you will never actually utilize. Most gamers will find that a mid-range chipset provides everything necessary for a stable and fast system. Why pay for a dozen high-speed ports if you only ever plan to plug in a keyboard and a mouse? In the realm of technical specifications, nothing is more misunderstood than the concept of core count. We are often told that more is always better, but in the world of gaming, there is a point where the benefit begins to wither away. Modern games are designed to distribute their workload across multiple cores, but they are not yet capable of utilizing an infinite number of them. 6 cores have become the golden standard, providing the perfect balance for today's most demanding engines. While 8 cores may offer a slight edge in multitasking, anything beyond that is often left idle, waiting for a task that will never come during your play session. To understand the true nature of power, we must look past the physical cores and into the world of threads and single-core performance. Hyper-threading and simultaneous multi-threading are clever tricks of the trade, allowing a single core to handle 2 tasks at once by utilizing its downtime. However, the heart of gaming still beats to the rhythm of single-core speed, the raw ability of one unit to process instructions as fast as possible. This is why an older processor with many cores will often lose to a modern processor with fewer, faster cores. Speed is not just about how much you can do at once, but how quickly you can complete the most critical task. Clock speed is the metric most often used to sell processors, measured in the familiar language of gigahertz. It represents the tempo of the chip, the number of cycles it can perform in a single second of time. You will see base clocks and boost clocks, a range of performance that the chip can navigate based on its temperature and the difficulty of the work. But do not be fooled into thinking that a higher number always equals a better experience. The architecture of the chip, the way it is designed to move data, is often far more important than the raw frequency at which it oscillates. Then we come to the mystery of the cache, a feature that is often touted in marketing but rarely understood by the consumer. Think of the cache as a small, incredibly fast desk where the processor keeps its most important notes, right within arm's reach. It is technically useful, yes, but for the average gamer, the differences in cache size between similar processors are often negligible. It is a specification that you can afford to overlook in favor of more impactful metrics. Do not let the pursuit of a larger cache distract you from the fundamental goal of choosing a balanced and efficient brain for your system. Power is a double-edged sword, and the thermal design power, or TDP, is how we measure the heat that this power generates. It is not a direct measurement of how much electricity the chip will draw from the wall, but rather a guide for how much cooling you must provide. A high TDP requires a massive heatsink or a liquid cooling loop, adding cost and complexity to your build. By understanding the thermal limits of your chosen processor, you can plan a system that remains cool and quiet even under the heaviest loads. Proper planning here prevents the frustration of a machine that screams like a jet engine when you are trying to immerse yourself in a game. In some cases, the processor even takes on the role of the graphics card through integrated graphics, or what AMD calls an APU. These are fascinating pieces of engineering that allow a computer to function without a dedicated graphics card at all. While they have become impressively powerful in recent years, they remain a compromise for the true gaming enthusiast. Choosing an APU often means sacrificing some of the CPU as raw power to make room for the graphical components. It is a niche choice, perfect for small builds or tight budgets, but one that requires a clear understanding of the trade-offs involved. As we reach the conclusion of this exploration, I want you to feel a sense of empowerment. The spec sheets that once seemed like a wall of noise are now a map that you can read with confidence. You know that the brand you choose is a matter of personal strategy, that compatibility is a simple matter of matching the foundation, and that true gaming power lies in the balance of cores and speed. You have the knowledge to ignore the distractions of overhyped cache and excessive core counts. You are no longer just a consumer, you are a builder, an architect of your own digital destiny. Building a PC is more than just an assembly of parts. It is a lesson in patience, precision, and the value of research. It teaches us that the most expensive option is not always the best, and that true wisdom lies in understanding our own needs. As you move forward with your own build, take this philosophy with you. Seek balance in all things, not just in your hardware, but in how you approach the challenges of your daily life. Optimization is not just for silicon, it is for the human spirit as well. I want to leave you with a question to ponder as you plan your next move. If you had the choice between absolute power that you could never fully use or perfect efficiency that met every one of your needs, which would you choose? Your answer reveals a lot about who you are as a builder and as a person. Share your thoughts in the comments below, for it is through our shared experiences that we all grow wiser. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive today. Wishing you all the very best of health and happiness. And if you found this journey as fascinating as I did, please consider hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the heart of technology.